When you're applying for residency, in some ways, it's similar to medical school. I was program director or associate program director for more than a decade. When I had applicants applying for my field, I looked at three things. I looked at their research, how many publications they had, and in what field. I looked at their letters of recommendation, and most importantly, who they were from, if I actually knew the people that wrote those letters. And I did look at in-service scores, which are your AppSite scores, the scores that every resident takes. I wanted someone who'd passed boards when they were done with training. The best mark we have is how they perform compared to their peers. They will ask you all kinds of questions for residency. My favorite question was a surgeon asked me and said, "Rick, you're climbing a ladder. You're climbing, climbing, climbing. You get to the top. What do you see?" I paused. I looked him in the eye. I said, "Another ladder." He said, "We see eye to eye." So questions you can expect. Why do you want to be a cardiac surgeon or an orthopedic surgeon or an internal medicine doc? Why'd you choose this institution to apply to? Why should we take you? What do you want to do in 10 years? Those are all common questions, but really be yourself, be prepared for anything, and recognize that you are interviewing them at least as much as they're interviewing you. When I look at how I chose my residencies, I got very lucky. But some of the things I did right is I looked at where I wanted to end up. I wanted to be an academic cardiothoracic surgeon. If you look at where you want to end up, look at other people who did the same thing. So if you want to go into private practice, there'll be a lot of residencies that go right into private practice. If you finish your residency in one state, odds are pretty good that you may end up there when you're attending. If you want to do a high-level academic and be president of society, for example, oftentimes they come from just a few programs. So look at where you want to end up and then decide where you want to do residency. You know, it sounds like a cliche, but you don't choose a specialty. If you're lucky, a specialty chooses you. I was lucky enough where cardiac surgery chose me. I started in general surgery, which I liked, but my first rotation was in cardiac surgery. That's when I fell in love with it and decided I couldn't do anything else with my life. I hope the same thing happens to you, but the only way it'll happen is if you try other things.